they served for us. They sacrificed for us. Their stories deserve to be told. Every military veteran has a story to tell. Join our host, Jay Garstecki, as we honor the stories of our true American heroes, one soldier at a time. The mission today is Operation Healing Heroes. Brought to you by Great Clips.
West Point, New York, home of the United States Military Academy. Although known for football, today we take in the beauty of another sport.
I golf here quite a bit. I try to get up here at least twice a month, if not more.
We have the honor of teeing off with veteran and retired New York firefighter Bill Hayes.
Show me how it's done, sir.
Yeah.
Golf can be known as a frustrating sport, but overall, there's nothing better than being in nature.
It actually is kind of therapeutic. It's 4 hours, you get out, have some fun, hopefully hit a couple good shots. What's the old expression, a bad day of golf is better than a good day at work. The first tee shot,
Yeah.
if you hit a bad one, you get a breakfast ball.
You do get a breakfast.
Get a breakfast
You're
ball.
doing that?
Now, the PGA doesn't acknowledge that.
That's a good ball. Are these tees legal?
Oh!
Breakfast ball, get another one.
Slow the backswing down?
Slow your swing down and see the head of the club make contact. You're picking your head up.
All right.
There you go. Look at that come right back in.
Listen, make sure you tip your caddy well. What makes a round of golf to me is the people you play with. Get up there. Oh, get a couple yards on the car pad.
Take that run.
On the course, we are joined by another veteran, Jason Miller.
So there's an organization called Fairways for Freedom that they take veterans on golf outings. So I met Jason and we became good friends.
Jason's story was in the first season of our show.
I found myself just actually being able to sit here and enjoy the beauty of it all.
Today, Jason rejoins us to support a friend as he shares his story.
So, Bill, how did you get into the military and become a firefighter?
So when I was 17 in my senior year of high school, and I decided to enlist in the Navy. I was still only 17, so my father had to sign me up, co-sign me. I graduated high school in June. In September, I was in boot camp. It was the first airplane I stepped foot on. I landed in Great Lakes, Illinois.
After boot camp, Bill became an aviation electrician in the Navy, where he had the opportunity to see the world.
So I was in what we call S-3 Vikings. They were submarine chasers. So we're talking now in the early 80s, still the Cold War, the Russians. My squadron did a West Pacific cruise on board the USS Enterprise aircraft carrier.
Bill remained active duty from 1980 to 1983, when he set his sights on his next career.
I had actually come home on leave, and my father was a New York City firefighter, and his captain came up to me and said, they're giving a test. And I got an application and I took the test. There were 50,000 applicants for the test that I took. And I scored a 99 on the written exam. I missed one. I walked away from it, I almost felt like I failed. So just because you passed does not mean you're gonna get hired. So while I was waiting to become a firefighter, I took the New York City Police Department test. Went through 6 months of training in the New York City Police Academy, and then I was a New York City police officer, still waiting for the fire department. And then in 1987, the fire department, my list number was called. Very short period of my life, I'd gone through boot camp, police academy, and fire academy. Fire Academy does two things. This is our boot camp. This is our basic training like for military types. You come out here and you train as close as possible as you can train. This is exactly the type of apparatus I drove. So they come out here for 18 weeks. They're going into controlled burned buildings. The buildings here try to simulate the buildings we have in New York City. They can do car fires here. They can do subway work. You're doing all of the training here. Floor above in a fire is the most dangerous area. Time is life. We're going in as far as we can get, as deep as we get. I've been in there on my belly. My back is burning to get in and get somebody. That's how deep we go in.
Today, the Academy is about much more than just training.
And this is one of the first 9/11 related memorials that was erected. Pieces of World Trade Center steel, never been cleaned. And the bar is, so now when the probationary firefighters are in training, part of it is they have a fitness requirement. They'll do pull-ups here, and the incentive is you don't quit. You know, you're doing this in World Trade Center steel. You're doing this for those that we lost, the 343, and you learn you can't be on the fire floor and say, that's it, I'm done. You do not, and we leave no one behind. So in February of 1993 was the first bombing at the World Trade Center. A lot of people forget that. Terrorists, they actually drove a truck into the basement full of explosives and detonated it in the basement. 6 people died that day. You know, there's an expression, the place looked like it got hit by a bomb. I'm like, well, this is what a place looks like when it got hit by a bomb. And that I had thought was like the worst thing I had ever seen in my life until 9/11 happened.
Our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts.
If you'd like to see more behind-the-scenes content, follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Nice putt. Nice putt. Get in there.
No way! Did you get that? Oh! Nice job, man.
Nice putt. Nice putt.
Nice putt.
That's a good grip.
It's a nice shot.
This course is absolutely beautiful. It's playing perfect to my game so far. I've got, what, a birdie, a par, another par. I mean, this has been amazing. So I think I eagled on one, if I'm not mistaken. So most of us remember where we were on 9/11, but what was your day like?
I went into work that morning, and as I went into the kitchen of the firehouse, over our audible alarm, they came over, the dispatcher said that there was a second alarm at One World Trade Center, which for a building that size is not uncommon, and there's no reason to be worked up. Within a few, almost seconds of that voice alarm, the dispatcher came over, and I always remember it, sounding almost like distraught or excited, and goes, all companies going in to the World Trade Center, bring everything you got. I was like, whoa, ooh, what's this all about? And we kind of like almost had a chuckle. Like, is this guy new or something? Or, you know, because they're usually very calm, very professional. Then we see the second tower get hit. Okay, this is not an accident, this is for real. An alarm rang in the firehouse. We had to run. But what it was, we were going to a fire in our area. So a small fire, easy to control. And as I climbed into the window, TV was on in the apartment, and I saw the Pentagon had gotten hit. So we put the fire out, we secure the apartment, and we go back to the firehouse. So between that time, the city, New York City Fire Department established a total recall of all members.
Send every available ambulance, everything you got to the World Trade Center now.
So now there's no operating procedure for this. There's nothing written. There's no training out here for that. There was nothing anywhere in the world. No fire department had ever been trained for that type of response. They went around the firehouses and they started piling guys onto a city bus. So I get all my equipment, tools, I'm on a city bus, and we're driving down. Dust everywhere, papers everywhere, the rubble piles. Cars are crushed like beer cans, other buildings on fire. I mean, it was total chaos. But what I'm most proud of is the New York City Fire Department, New York City Police Department, Port Authority Police. We rose to it and we went in there and we worked during that chaos. So we made our way into the pile, and again, there was the debris. We had to work our way around buildings to finally get in. I mean, we just got down to basically crawling on our hands and knees, just looking for anybody that was still alive.
Were you able to call your family and let them know you were okay?
I didn't have a cell phone at the time. Nobody had that, and I hadn't spoken to them for almost 2 full days.
So they didn't know if you were alive or dead?
No, my daughter was 9 years old at the time, and they removed her from school. So I was down there for almost 2 straight days before I left, going on almost 3 days. We worked and worked and worked, and sometimes you just laid down in the street and fell asleep for a couple hours and got up and continued to work.
A relentless determination that would stick with Bill beyond the fire department.
So then once they made the switch from a rescue to a recovery, I volunteered to go on military active duty, basically change uniforms, and I was part of the security detachment with the military. I was down there for another 30 straight days. What I really like about this golf course also, that makes it special, is on each tee box, they have these monuments that acknowledge the conflicts that the U.S. have been in. Over here on 1, they start off with the American Revolution. Here on 17, it's Afghanistan, Operation Enduring Freedom. Again, ironically, that's where I served. I know, Jason, that's where you served. And again, for me, it becomes so personal because it all started on 9/11, and members of the New York City Fire Department, especially guys who are in the military, we always said that's the day the war on terror started.
Yep.
Our brotherhood, even though we never knew each other, we had an instant connection. I think that's what the civilian world's missing. That commonality, that bond, like he received in the fire department and with his military career. So
now it's golf that's keeping you guys
now
together.
it's a game of golf, and I laid down my weapons and I picked up a golf club. That's my new weapon, and that's kind of so we get to experience the beauty of nature, being outdoors.
Nice. Ooh, wow. Nice shot, Bill.
Look at this.
Oh, look at you! Look at
That'll
this, a
work.
members
Yeah,
bounce.
I would take that.
Between the Navy, the Air Force, and the International Guard, Bill spent 32 years in the military, a police officer for 2 years and a firefighter for 24. But no day more memorable than September 11th, 2001.
Bill, what does it mean to you that they put so much time and energy into build a memorial for the lives that were lost?
I mean, we obviously, as the fire department, we believe this needed to be done. Because again, to me, my brother firefighters, all the civilians, their families that never got a body, and nobody ever come up. This is a graveyard. This is a cemetery. To me, this is hallowed ground. So when it strikes me is when I'm looking at the names. Like I said, it's, people I was with the day before. People I was close to and I worked with. And, there's a lot. You see the names of firefighters now whose sons have become firefighters, 20 years later. So that's when it really puts a lump in my throat. What I'm most proud of is at the single worst time, I can't imagine any worse time in anybody's life, anybody's city's life. We rose up and we worked hard and we didn't want to leave. We would have to order guys off the pile. You got to leave, because you had brothers searching for fathers and fathers searching for sons. That's what we had.
In the months that followed the tragic day, we saw our country stand together.
One day when we were leaving, I remember there were people lined up on the sides with signs, and they were cheering for us. And that was, that gets you. I mean, it still gets to me.
Sadly, the devastation from that day would prove to be only the beginning.
I was diagnosed with cancer, and the cancer was directly related to the World Trade Center. That was it. The fire department said, "We're gonna, you know, you're gonna be medically retired," and then the military. I retired from the military after that, and that all occurred in 2011.
Well, I don't think we as Americans will ever forget 9/11, and we certainly are never going to forget the service that you provided to our country, both as a veteran and also as a firefighter. And I do have a few gifts here that I want to give to you just to say thank you for your service.
Oh, wow, thank you.
We've got a custom driver cover here, Bill Hayes, with your name and our
look at
logo on it, and 9/11 commemorative.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And in addition
Thank
to that, you couldn't look any better than in a red Operation Outdoor Freedom shirt with your name on there.
I won't forget my name.
Absolutely. So this is for you. I can't say thank you enough.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
And God bless you, man.
At the 9/11 Memorial, where Bill served our nation at Ground Zero, he had a gift to share with Jason.
So I know everything he's done with his brother and sister vets, so I have something I want to give to him. This is a piece of World Trade Center steel. It's our fire department emblem, and that is the medal that we're given to New York City firefighters that responded on 9/11.
I know this is something I'll cherish. This is, I don't know, I'm speechless. And
Thank you.
You know, I know you don't like any accolades or the word hero and stuff like this, but Bill is a true American hero and inspiration to me, but most importantly, one of my friends and brothers now. And
Man, come on, you deserve it.
Thank you, Jason, and thank you, Bill, for reminding us, all of us, never forget.
If you'd like to personally thank a veteran that you've seen in one of our episodes, or nominate a veteran to be featured in a future episode, log on to our website, operationhealingheroes.org, and click on the nominate button.